Welcome to Intuitive Alchemy, where we recode your reality from the inside out. I'm your host, Sydney, trained intuitive, energetic alchemist, and certified hypnotherapist. And this podcast is here for the woman who is done playing small. Here, we go deep into energy, identity, universal law, source truths, and the neuroscience behind what actually creates lasting change. No fluff, no filters, just conversations that shift your frequency and call you back to the most powerful version of you, the one who knows it was always her and it can only be gotten from her. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Intuitive Alchemy, where we recode our reality from the inside out. Back today with just a quick little alchemy hit, and I really want to touch on something that has been coming up in conversation, just like with myself and my higher self, and also with one of my really good friends. We've been talking about this, and we were just like talking about it within the last couple of days. And so that is self-love. And so obviously everybody kind of has their own like definition of that. And a lot of times it's depicted as like self-love just means like doing what I want to do, or giving yourself what you want, or like giving yourself a little treat or a bubble bath or whatever. And like, while that can be an excellent way to show yourself love, what I want to talk about is actually just how to infuse more self-love and more just love for yourself into your daily life. And really the source definition of self-love is the ability to put yourself first. And that's not even really what I'm going to talk about here today. It's literally like, okay, but how do I do that in a practical sense? Because I think so many like spiritual concepts or teachings are very, very, very big picture, and they sound good and you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then it's like, okay, how do I actually do that in my daily life? Like, what does that actually look like? And that, I think, is where the disconnect is with a lot of principles and, theories and all of that. So one thing that I have struggled with is like feeling like I really, really love myself, but then being extremely mean to myself. Like, I'll be like, yeah, my self-love, or I don't do this anymore, but there for a while, I was really like, self-critical levels were so fucking high, you guys. And like, I would absolutely tear myself to shreds, like just berate the hell out of myself for like dropping something, or like, just doing something clumsy, running into like the drawer pull, like, hitting my hip on the drawer pull, or like if you walk past a door and like your pocket gets hooked on the doorknob or whatever, and you're just like, and that's actually embarrassing for me to admit, because like I am pretty even keeled. I would say people would probably be pretty shocked to know like I have a pretty calming and like joyful presence. Typically, like that's what people tell me. And so I think people would probably be pretty surprised to know how just really mean and like angry I used to get at myself. And I'm not saying that never happens now, because, of course I'm human, and it's not like, okay, bam, I'm completely healed of this. But what has really, really helped shift, I mean, I'll go into more depth in this definitely in like my program Recode and in other podcast episodes. But today, what I really want to talk about is really just shifting everything that you do, like working out or eating a certain way that you feel is really good for your body. And that's going to look different for everyone, and it should. But shifting the lens that you're doing that and the story that you're telling yourself around doing that into how can I do this because I love myself and because I want to take care of me, and not from the place of like, okay, I have to do this workout because I really want to lose this weight because I don't like how I look, and I know that in order to get, the results of the body that I want, I have to work out. And so therefore you're doing it in an energy of like punishment and an energy of, definitely not love. It's for sure in this energy of like disapproval and like wanting to change your body, and your body knows that, your subconscious mind knows that, and your body also picks up on and hears those thoughts, those words, whether you're saying them out loud or you're just saying them like in your head. Your cells are listening. And it's the same thing with like when you're eating, like let's say you eat mostly clean, and I'm not going to say a certain diet because I think that's irrelevant. People can thrive on all different kinds of ways of eating, so I'm not going to bring that into the conversation. But like, let's say that you eat what you believe to be a very like clean, whole foods, anti-inflammatory diet for the most part. And then you like go out to eat and you just like totally treat yourself, or you DoorDash like a kind of like quote unquote cheat meal. What you decide is a cheat meal. Like for me, that might be a cheeseburger from this is so bad, but like from Portillo's, if you know what that is, if you're in like Arizona or somewhere that has, I don't know if it's only in Arizona. I have no idea. I had never heard of it until I moved here, but they have charbroiled cheeseburgers, and I think that they're delicious, and I get it with no bun because I'm gluten free, but it's still like something that I view as like a cheat meal. So my point in saying that is whatever that thing is for you or would be for you, if you're consuming that in this energy of like, this is bad, this is gonna hurt me, or I have to like make up for this because it's bad, and so tomorrow I have to like extra punish myself or like work out extra hard or whatever, like that is the energy that you're gonna digest it in, and you're not actually like gonna be able to get any like, okay, that energy is not an energy of love. And like, also, yes, do we want to always be eating what we believe is not healthy? No, but that energy is going to compound, and overall it's not contributing to your self-love, whereas it might be so much more loving to actually just eat the cheat meal or, skip the workout if that is truly like what honors you and is going to feel the best for you, and not having this energy of shame and punishment around it. And there is a fine line, because obviously like you can fall into the trap of, okay, well, I'm just never going to work out because I never really want to, or I'm just always going to eat junk food because that's what's really delicious to me and that's what feels better. And so it is a fine line of having, a level of self-discipline and knowing what's important to you long term, but then also having the flexibility to be like, it would be so nourishing to me to go out with my girlfriends and like have something that I don't normally consider super healthy, but to consume it in an energy of joy and like love. And then it would to skip that because like, no, that's not healthy. Or it would be better for me to skip this workout today because I'm actually feeling incredibly exhausted and my body feels very tired, and my not only my physical energy but my just energetic capacity, like I feel very exhausted. And so it feels like it would be more nourishing to just rest, or to do like some gentle stretching or some somatic exercises, or something like that. And then letting that be, like showing yourself love by honoring yourself in that way, and not telling yourself a story of I'm not good enough, I didn't do enough, this is bad. In the long term, I'm going to be punished for this because I didn't burn enough calories or because I ate too many calories or whatever. And I'm just using the workout and the food as an example because those are two that like come up for me that I can speak on like very clearly, because those are two of my highest health is one of my highest values. And so that would encompass both the nutrition and the fitness aspect. So just kind of how can you show yourself the most love? And whether that is doing the workout when you don't feel like it, or skipping it, or having the quote unquote cheat meal, or saying, no, that's actually right now not the most loving thing I could do for my body. And so I have noticed a difference recently. Now I have made some shifts as far as what I'm consuming and in what way I'm consuming it. As I learn more and more and dive deeper into medical astrology and what my specific chart and soul blueprint says about nutrition for me, and as I learn also about traditional Chinese medicine, I am making a few tweaks, but also the tweak that I've made is really just showing myself more love and giving myself grace where I need to give myself grace, and then taking action where I need to take action, but doing that from a very grounded place of self-love, of not self-punishment, not self-deprecation, or, shame or guilt or any of those things. And I have noticed a notable shift in how my physical body is responding, not only how it feels, but also I'm noticing changes in the way that it appears, the way it physically is looking. And so I just really want to encourage you today to just really pay attention to every day, how can you show yourself the most love? And sometimes that's going to be taking an action, or sometimes that's going to be skipping it. And you are going to know, if you are tuned in with yourself, and especially with your higher self and your intuition, you're going to know which one is actually going to be better for you. And it's not always going to be the same as what you want to do, but sometimes it is. And so that's my encouragement for you today. No homework or anything super crazy today. That's what's been on my mind. And that's what, again, like I said, one of my really good friends and I have kind of been talking about, the self-love journey and self-worth journey, and just feeling more love for yourself. And that is not selfish. It's actually the key to literally everything, your self-love and your self-image. And so more on this later, but that's what I want to leave you with today. So happy Friday, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. I will talk to you soon. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend who needs it. Take a screenshot, post it to your Instagram story, and tag me at Intuitively Sydney. That's SIDNEY. I would love, love, love to see who's tuning in so I can connect with you and celebrate you. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.